Ferrari has just taken a major step in preparing Lewis Hamilton for the 2025 Formula One season. The Italian team has added a second private test session to his pre-season schedule, revealing the first clear signs of their master plan to make sure the seven-time world champion is ready to fight from the very beginning of his Ferrari career. These test drives, one at Fiorano and another at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, are part of a unique approach designed to help Hamilton get fully familiar with Ferrari's environment, systems and cars before the real battle begins in Bahrain. After nearly a year of planning, Lewis Hamilton's move from Mercedes to Ferrari is no longer just a headline. It is reality. His contract with Mercedes officially expired on December 31, 2024, and from that moment, the British driver became part of the Ferrari family. Now, the next stage begins, preparing Hamilton to handle the unique character of Ferrari's machines and working methods. This is not just a simple driver swap. It's a calculated multi-step transformation to make sure Hamilton has everything he needs to succeed right from the start. The plan begins with Hamilton's first on-track experience in red at Ferrari's Fiorano circuit, a place deeply connected to the team's history. Though the exact date is still flexible due to weather concerns, Ferrari has already set the week of January 20th for this debut session. The car Hamilton will drive could either be the 2022 F175 or the 2023 SF23, since current regulations require that testing of previous cars, known as TPC testing, must be done with machines at least 2 seasons old. This test in Fiorano is just the beginning. Ferrari is not stopping there. The Scuderia has reportedly added a second test at the Circuit de Barcelona-Catalunya, home of the Spanish Grand Prix, during the final days of January. According to reports, Ferrari has reserved a 4-day window at the Barcelona circuit. This gives them the flexibility to adjust the testing schedule depending on weather conditions, which is especially important during the winter. The team wants to make sure the track conditions are good enough to let Hamilton get real, useful mileage, and they want to be ready to postpone the test if needed. This extra test session is not just a simple opportunity to get Hamilton behind the wheel. It's part of a bigger plan created with precision. Ferrari knows that time is short, and the window to help Hamilton adjust is limited by new FIA rules. The updated TPC regulations allow regular Formula One drivers like Hamilton to run a maximum of 1,000 kilometers per year in previous cars, spread across 4 test days. That's not a lot of mileage in Formula One terms, about 3 race distances and a little extra, which means that every single lap counts more than ever before. The reason Ferrari is going to such lengths is simple. This is not just another season. This is Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari debut, and he is not joining the team to make up the numbers. He is here to fight for wins, for titles, and to make history. Hamilton is chasing his record-breaking 8th World Championship, a goal that has eluded him since the dramatic 2021 season finale in Abu Dhabi. Ferrari wants to make sure he hits the ground running. The choice of test circuits is also telling. Fiorano is a private track owned by Ferrari, often used for driver training, car testing, and development work. It is a controlled environment where the team can closely monitor every detail. Meanwhile, Barcelona is one of the most used tracks in F1 testing because of its mix of high-speed corners, technical sections, and long straights. The combination of both tracks allows Hamilton to get a full picture of how the Ferrari machinery behaves in different situations. The schedule is intense. Hamilton will begin at Fiorano and then move to Barcelona for another round of testing. Between the 2 sessions, he'll be expected to cover around 1,000 kilometers, the full limit allowed under the new TPC regulations. This is Ferrari's way of ensuring that Hamilton gets the best possible start without breaking any rules. It also shows how serious they are about making this transition work. But why are these limits in place? The FIA updated its sporting regulations in December 2024 to tighten control over how TPC tests are used. Previously, some teams were pushing the boundaries, using these sessions for technical experiments or performance checks rather than just helping drivers adjust. A famous case was Red Bull's private test with Max Verstappen at Imola using the 2022 car. The session raised eyebrows and made other teams question whether the test was really in the spirit of the rules. To stop this kind of loophole use, the FIA introduced a clear mileage cap, 1,000 kilometers per year for current F1 drivers, over a maximum of 4 days. For test drivers who are not officially part of the F1 championship, the rules are more relaxed. 20 days of testing with no mileage limits. But for Hamilton, every lap must be used wisely. That's why Ferrari is treating this like a precision operation. The goal is not just to get Hamilton familiar with the car, but to integrate him into Ferrari's unique working system. Every team in Formula One has its own culture, communication style, and technical language. Ferrari is no exception. Hamilton has spent over a decade at Mercedes, where everything was built around his style and rhythm. Now he has to adapt, and quickly. Ferrari's leadership knows how big this challenge is. That's why they've created what's being described as an elastic test program. The idea is to give Hamilton flexibility, with backup plans in case of bad weather, a wide testing window, and strategic car choices to make sure they don't waste time. The week of January 20th at Fiorano, followed by the final days of January in Barcelona, will be the foundation of Hamilton's Ferrari journey, and it's only the beginning. After the private testing wraps up, the official pre-season begins with a filming day and 3 collective test days in Bahrain from February 26th to 28th. That's when Hamilton will finally drive the 2025 Ferrari single-seater, the real car that he'll use to fight for the title. The new car will be unveiled on February 19th, giving the world its first look at the machine Ferrari hopes will finally bring a championship back to Maranello. But Hamilton's arrival isn't just about getting used to the car, it's also about the internal dynamics at Ferrari. According to former F1 designer turned commentator Gary Anderson, the team is preparing to back Hamilton as their lead driver, at least for the first part of the season. This could shake up the team environment, especially for Charles Leclerc. Leclerc has been Ferrari's main man for several years. He's young, fast, and very popular in Italy. But with Hamilton joining on a contract reportedly worth more than $400 million, the balance could shift. Anderson warns that Ferrari may no longer feel like a family team for Leclerc. The calm relationship he had with Carlos Sainz might be replaced by internal tension, especially if Ferrari is seen to give Hamilton more attention, or better, strategic decisions early in the season. The biggest test of this internal dynamic could come at the Monaco Grand Prix. Both Leclerc and Hamilton are strong on street circuits, but Monaco is Leclerc's home race and a track where he often shines. If Ferrari's strategy or team orders appear to favor Hamilton, it could lead to fireworks. Anderson predicts Monaco could be the moment when the true direction of Ferrari's driver priorities becomes clear. However, Ferrari team boss Fred Vasseur insists there is no reason Hamilton and Leclerc can't both fight for the title. He points out that in 2024, once Ferrari solved some key issues, Leclerc became one of the top point scorers on the grid. That kind of recovery gives the team hope that with fewer mistakes and stronger consistency, they can take the fight to Red Bull in 2025. Vasseur believes that Hamilton's experience, especially his ability to perform under pressure, will be a huge asset. But at the same time, he sees Leclerc as a genuine title threat. The goal is to give both drivers equal opportunity, at least at the start of the season. What happens after that will depend on performance, results, and how the team evolves over the first few races. As for Red Bull, Max Verstappen remains the man to beat. The Dutch driver is chasing his 5th consecutive World Championship in 2025, but Ferrari believes the gap is closing. With a more stable technical team, strong mid-season upgrades, and now the addition of one of the sport's greatest champions, they are finally putting all the pieces in place to compete. Hamilton's journey with Ferrari is just beginning, but these leaked details about his private test schedule show how serious the team is about making this partnership work. 2 carefully planned test sessions, a smart use of the limited 1,000-kilometer rule, flexible scheduling to avoid bad weather, and a supportive structure to help him adjust. It's all part of Ferrari's plan to bring Lewis Hamilton to the top once again. What remains to be seen is how quickly Hamilton can adapt, how the team dynamic with Leclerc will evolve, and whether this bold new chapter will end with a record-breaking 8th title. But one thing is clear: Ferrari is not leaving anything to chance. Every lap, every detail, and every day of testing is part of a calculated strategy to make sure Lewis Hamilton is ready for one of the biggest challenges of his career.